Hello everybody, how are you doing? It's Amanda. Today is April the 9th, 2020, and sending you all lots of love and light. Apologies. It's like if you cough or splutter in public now, everyone's sort of like, oh, we're getting into allergy season as well, so that'll be fun. But anyway, I have just been down the beach and it's about 20 degrees here today. And it really feels like, it feels like a summer's day, to be perfectly honest. I had a paddle in the sea. I know I'm making some of you jealous at the moment, sorry. But anyway, I'm just going to tell you about my morning. I had a paddle in the sea and it was very still, almost like a platinum colour sea with the sun on it. And the beach, of course, was deserted. Apart from a few dog walkers and a couple of children just sort of letting off steam. It was very beautiful. I'll try again, maybe tomorrow or the next day. I'm not going to promise the day because it depends on the weather, but I will get a video made at the beach one of these days. It was a bit of a learning curve this morning. One thing that I did was I released some of this into the sea. I don't know whether you can see the colour of that on my camera. This is an Aurosoma bottle. It's number 26 for those of you that know about Aurosoma. It's an orange oil. Orange is a colour that helps to soak up shock and help process shock. So I put some of this oil, only a few drops, into the sea, and I asked it to help transmute some of the shock around the world at the moment, linked into a number of things. Let me just put some of this onto my palm. So for example, if you've had a shock linked into a change in finances, obviously your working life, maybe you can't go to work, or the way that you're working has changed drastically. Maybe you've lost your job. Maybe you've had a shock linked into your own health or somebody that you love or care about. So that orange colour ray into the sea just felt like it needed to happen. So I've done that. I might go down to the beach again tomorrow and repeat the process. I think, I'm not an Aurosoma teacher, but from memory, this particular bottle is one which is called the Humpty Dumpty bottle. And it's linked into helping to put us back together again. You know, the nursery rhyme about Humpty Dumpty. Humpty Dumpty sat on the wall, Humpty Dumpty had a big fall. All the king's horses and all the king's men couldn't put Humpty together again. Well, the thing is, the orange can. So, and that is no reference to any political energy that people want to put into this, okay? I'm not speaking in code. I'm just saying a nursery rhyme. Because the world does sort of need putting back together again, somehow, some way. And just sort of reporting on the last few bits of news that I've picked up on, linked into this whole thing that we're going through at the moment. I noticed on the news this morning that New Zealand are thinking about lifting their lockdown, which they're hailing as having been a success, which is great on one hand, but I have to say what I get. I've got the image of George W. Bush in my head, you know, when he declared victory in Baghdad with the Iraqi war. And really, it was the premature victory. The fighting went on and the turmoil went on for an awfully lot longer. So I'm sort of seeing that in my mind's eye, and I'm hoping that they're not calling it too soon. Because the truth is, you know, if people have been locked in, which is effectively what is being asked of us, and then everyone just goes back out, well, the virus is still back out there. So maybe I'm missing something here, but I'm just feeling, you know, erring on the side of caution. I'm feeling it's maybe a little bit too early, but I guess countries are going to have to, it's a horrible word to use, but experiment with what is the right thing to do. And do you remember me saying, I don't know, a few weeks ago now, when I think this crisis first started, that Metatron was showing me the middle way is what's actually needed, and to look at different countries around the world and how they're handling it, and the middle way would be the way forward. Now, where New Zealand stands on that, I've no idea, but I am just feeling slightly nervous about that decision if it's made too early. That's what I'm getting. So who knows? I don't know. But I suppose it's good news, obviously, that the deaths are so low there. And also Australia as well, very, very low deaths. And the curve seems to be flattening there. So that's great. I mean, I was going to read on both those countries, and I might do if it's needed. But it seems like, you know, it's not where the greatest need is at the moment, which is good. Certainly here in the UK, there were nearly 1,000 deaths reported yesterday. So, and they're saying we're not near the peak of this. So it's a rough ride here in the UK. It's certainly a rough ride in USA. Italy, I think the curve is now starting to go down, but they're certainly not through it. Spain, I'm a little bit out of touch on, and it's a shame I wasn't able to read on Spain a week ago. I just didn't have the energy, to be perfectly honest, but I'm very much honouring the Spanish and what they've gone through. Should I just pull a card for Spain? I feel like I want to pull a card for Spain. Let's just do that now. So today's date is the 9th of April. So let's just have a look at where Spain is in relation to this virus, because they have had a lot of deaths. Okay, 2 cards have just flipped out of the deck, which is slightly strange, but let's look at them. The 7 of Swords and the 6 of Pentacles. I mean, this is a card of deceit, basically, or lies, or trying to dodge something. And this is the energy of charitable endeavours. This is the rich man giving to those who have less. So it's as though there's an energy of trying to dodge something here linked into helping. Now, is the government trying to dodge its responsibility? Are the lies that have been told in Spain in terms of maybe either the true extent of what has happened, or I don't know, those are strange old cards to come out. I'm going to pull a clarifier on those 2. Let's have a clarification, please, Spirit, on the 7 of Swords. Why have we got the 7 of Swords for Spain? I mean, I'm sort of feeling, I don't like to be somebody who brings in negative news, but, you know, have to also say the truth of what I'm feeling. You know, this one here, you see that somebody's trying to walk away, and we're talking about the virus here, trying to walk away maybe from the virus too early, or it's like trying to escape from the situation that they've been in too early. But there's a rope here that can potentially trip this person up. Is there enough money in the coffers, basically, to be able to help those who are really struggling and in need in Spain? I'm feeling this is actually more linked into government. I know nothing about the government in Spain, so I'm just going intuitively. It's as though the cost, or the economic cost of this to Spain, and I'm now being shown the tourism industry. Spain thrives on the tourism industry. There are no tourists. I'm slightly concerned that there may be a lie about to happen in terms of it's all okay now, you know, we can open up again for business too early because we haven't actually got the money in the bank to look after the people that need looking after. Something like that. It's show me the energy of leadership in Spain. Show me the energy of the leadership in Spain. Show me the energy of the leadership in Spain. The Sun, yeah. But you see, that to me, I mean, on one sense it's good, but this ties into what I was just saying about it's tourism season. The sun is shining. The beaches should be full of tourists in a couple of months. I'm slightly nervous that they're going to relax their procedures too early for the sake of just the fact that the sun is shining. I mean, I've just been down to the beach. It's a beautiful day. And it's very odd because I just went and had my walk. I tried to make a video, but I kept on walking. I wasn't going to sit down. I wasn't going to sunbathe. You're not allowed to do that at the moment. Fair enough. You know, if everybody just sat and sunbathed, the whole beach is going to be full of people. So even though the beach was deserted and you could, well, why can't I sit down? You have to start with the behaviour you wish to see in other people. So I'm just feeling it's like the summer is coming. This is what I'm feeling with Spain and the leadership. The summer is coming. The tourists need to arrive for the economy because we don't have the money that we need for the people. And so we're sort of we're going to try and, I don't know, I'm not liking the feel of that. So one other card for Spain, please. Guidance for Spain at this time. Yeah, you see the Four of Swords is the card of respite. It's the card of respite and rest. I honestly, you know, I honestly am feeling that some countries are trying to go back to normal too early. This is a respite. When the curve starts to flatten, it's a respite. You know, nobody wants to hear that. You know, nobody wants to hear that there might be another wave of this coming. The sun is shining. Everything's okay. Let's just get back out there. This is saying, you know, I'm not sure that's the wisest move. Pull a card from the Metatron deck for Spain. I wasn't anticipating doing Spain, but as it's here, let's just have a quick look. A Metatron card for Spain linked into the virus situation there, please. Spain. Indigo, mystery and mastery of life. Yeah, you see, indigo is the opposite. Indigo is the midnight sky, and it's the opposite of this sun. I feel as though Spain aren't completely out of the crisis yet. Even if the numbers are going down, it's premature. Just because the sun's out and you want to play, and the beaches look beautiful and the sea is inviting, be careful, be careful. I mean, this is it's a difficult thing to say because, you know, businesses need people to come back, but it's where we're at, isn't it? Just one more card for Spain. Page of Swords. Yeah, the country, the country wants to get back to work, you see. The Page of Swords and the Seven of Pentacles, wanting to get back to work, okay? Let's get to it. But we've got the Temperance card on the bottom of the pack, patience. Balance is needed. Balance is needed between these two energies of midnight, meaning the darkness that we've been in, the challenge, the difficulty, and the sun. But the sun's out. Why? I don't want to be in lockdown anymore. I don't want to be following these rules. The virus hasn't gone away. This is the problem. Show me a card for the virus itself. Can I have one card, please, for the virus itself? One card for the virus itself. The Two of Wands. Well, you might think that's a rather strange card for a virus that causes death. But yet, if you've been following my work, you'll know that I'm saying that even though, yes, there is huge difficulty and pain brought in by this virus, it's trying to it's trying to help us birth a new world. It's trying to help us see the world in a different way. And so therefore, just because the sun's shining, you know, and the deck chairs are on the beach, I'm sorry, but it feels premature. Okay. I don't think that's just for Spain, though, to be perfectly honest. I think that could easily apply to other countries as well. Okay, let's just put those cards back in the deck. Let's see what else I wanted to talk about today. Oh gosh, the moon yesterday, the Libra full moon. Did you enjoy it? Really? Damn, the moon gets me every time. I mean, I'm a Cancerian, okay? So yeah, I always get affected by the moon. But the moon always catches me out. The ones that I think are going to be soft and gentle hit me, you know, between the eyes with like a double whammy. I didn't find it soft and gentle at all. Because you see, Libra, the sign of the scales, balance. Lovely. Let's have a bit of that. Let's bring some balance in. I felt completely out of balance all day. But it was good because I learned from it. I'm still learning from it. I feel as though what it did was it brought into stark relief what was out of balance in our life, okay? Whether that be relationships, work, lifestyle, family, how you look after yourself, whatever it is. Home, you know, for me, it was very much about home, relationships. It was very uncomfortable. And I live with a Libran as well, so read between the lines, what I'm saying. No, it wasn't an easy day, and I don't think it's completely past either. I think we're still in the shadow of that full moon in Libra. The scales, I'm being shown the scales, and it's like they're still like they're doing this, you know, they haven't come to a perfect place of balance. They're still doing this. I was picking up a lot as well about the masculine and the feminine energies within us I'm actually hearing at war yesterday. That's what it felt like. The feminine energy that just wants to say, sit, rest, be, relax, receive. Be gentle, be kind. And then this masculine energy, which is just like, no, you know, no, come on, got to keep doing or whatever. So no, that moon in Libra had a kick to it, I felt, very much so. I actually did try and make a video 4 times yesterday for the Libran full moon. And each time I was stopped, the phone kept ringing or there was noise outside. And it took me back to when I was trying to create the peace spray for the first time. And I've told this story before. So just to quickly paraphrase, first time I tried to make the sapphire peace spray, I used to make the crystal essences that go in them. And I had the crystals out on the balcony and it was a beautiful day and the birds were tweeting, the sky was blue, beautiful peace. And then suddenly all this noise. And I went to take the crystals in and Metatron said, don't you dare. Don't you dare. You've got to try and find the peace within this noise. And it was the same yesterday. It was to do with, you've got to try and find the balance right now in this time where the world is completely out of balance. And also your own inner world might be out of balance as well. And indeed, if you're sitting there thinking, oh no, you know, I'm completely in balance. Well, great, good. But I will also say to you, are you sure those scales aren't vibrating a bit? Because to be perfectly honest, there is so much download of new information coming in, new frequencies, new light. I would be very surprised if anybody at the moment was 100% 24/7 in complete balance and alignment, because it's changing all the time, which is fine, but realise, you know, it is quite hard to achieve that balance at the moment. I didn't do it yesterday, but we know time is not linear. I'm always saying that. So let's just pull a card for that Libra full moon, shall we? Because we're still under the influence of it. So let's just pull a card. I'm using a deck which is called the Spirit Oracle. Toni, Carmine, Salerno. Let's just have one card, please, for that Libra full moon. Magic. Magic, blessings and transformation. A blessing in disguise is coming your way. Keep an open heart and mind. A blessing in disguise is coming your way. So it's as though some of the things that are happening right now, even though, and I'm just talking about our everyday lives now, even when they're difficult and irritating and frustrating and all the rest of it, and maybe we're being triggered and our buttons are getting pushed by our nearest and dearest and all the rest of it, it's a blessing in disguise. Things are meant to be coming to a head. There's actually magic at work. There's actually magic at work. What do you mean by that, Metatron, that there's magic at work? It's like I don't want to break the spell. That's what it felt like, having to speak. It was like it was like breaking the spell, but a good spell. All I can hear is that bird song. All I can hear is the tick of the clock. Complete and utter silence and stillness. And within that stillness and silence, magic is happening. But you can't see it. A lot of us can't see it. We are seeing it, parts of it we're seeing collectively. So I've talked about, you know, the rivers getting cleaner, pollution levels receding, nature being given center stage, you know, the environment being cleaned up because we're not out there polluting it. Magic, magic. We can see that. We're getting evidence of that, but we're not seeing the magic necessarily that's happening at root level in our own lives. We're actually kicking against it a lot of the time, but it is there. You've got to trust. Let's have one more card. What goes with magic? I mean, the colours on that card as well, I'd call that like a burnt burgundy, stroke auburn, maybe a dark magenta you could call it, and gold. Very regal, very... I'm being shown it's almost like it's the colours, from a colour therapy perspective, it's almost the colours of the traditional church, you know, the Pope, you know, and robes, you know, beautiful purple and gold robes. But it's as though we're being given those colours ourselves this Easter. I mean, it is so profound that this Easter, yeah, you see ancient knowledge now, Christ, this Easter, the churches are closed. Well, they are in most places. I have seen a few news reports from places in America. There was some woman that came out of, I must just say this, a church in America, and they'd all been crammed in, you know, in terms of the congregation. And then she was going out, obviously, into the community, and somebody said something along the lines of, you know, aren't you worried about spreading the virus? You've all been sort of there in that building all together. And she said, no, I'm covered in the blood of Christ. And it's just like, well, maybe I shouldn't say anything, but just at the level of it, you don't need, I've said this before so many times, you don't need to go to a building to find Christ. The churches in most places around the world are closed. This is the opportunity for you to find that the church was always yourself. Your body is the church. Christ lives within your body, okay? All of the ascended masters live within your body. Your higher self lives within your body. It's all there within you. It's within your heart space. This Easter, there is a chance for you to have complete communion with Christ, God, and it will be the most holy week, because there isn't that second barrier. There isn't the priest or the building that you have to go to have that experience. You can have it right now in this moment, in the stillness, if you stop. And if you believe in the magic, the ancient knowledge coming back here, the ancient knowledge coming back to where it always resided. But you have to set the intention that that is so. But it's not a case of, you know, throwing out the baby with the bathwater, because there are some beautiful things, you see, that the church does around Easter time. I love a lot of the hymns that are Easter hymns. One of my favourite hymns, I've said this before, is My Song is Love Unknown. My song is love unknown, my Saviour's love to me. Beautiful, beautiful hymn. And I also like On a Green Hill Far Away. I like a lot of the Easter hymns. Sing them. You know, be your own choir. Find your own rituals that mean something to you. And now completely changing focus, but I want to do it. I want to bring in another energy of another faith. And because that's what God is. God is all. My work is non-denominational. I'm so proud that people watch me of many different faiths and beliefs. Or they don't class themselves as having any faith. It doesn't matter. But anyway, those of you that watched my video on India and how India was going to be affected by this pandemic, I showed a painting of Lord Shiva, and I also showed some other oracle cards reflecting the Hindu faith. And I talked about the fact that I had nothing to represent the Sikh faith. And I brought up the Sikh faith because I think India was one of the birthplaces. The Indian continent was one of the birthplaces of Sikhism. And one of you sent me a beautiful painting, and I'm going to show it now to all of you. It was painted by somebody called Anu in the UK. Thank you so much, Anu. I'm really touched by your painting. I'm going to show you. This is just beautiful. Look at this. So, please accept my recent painting of our 10th Sikh Guru, final human form, Sri Guru Gobind Singh. Apologies if I've said the name wrong. He represents equality, justice, freedom, strength and fairness, a great protector of not only the Sikh faith, but of all humans. He fought against oppression. It's a stunning, stunning painting. I love the energy of it. I'm honoured to have it in my house. And absolutely, it will sit as a representation of the Sikh faith and the Sikh people. And here it says, recognise the whole human race as one. Recognise the whole human race as one. That truly is the message right now for all of us, to recognise the whole human race as one. But yeah, isn't it beautiful? All those colours and the detail. Thank you so much, Anu. I'm really, really blessed to have that in my home. Thank you. Okay. Anything else I wanted to say today on this video? Yeah, I'll pull a card for Boris. I did pull some cards for Boris last night. And he's got the Seeker. That's a good card. That's the start of a new path. Start of a whole new cycle. The Seeker. There's a fox there at the bottom, though, of the Seeker. I do feel, as the days have gone on, that energetically, I think he was targeted. I do feel that. Last night when I did his cards, the devil energy came through a couple of times. And it's got nothing to do with his energy. Not that he's the devil or anything like that. It was like a lower energy. For want of a better word, trying to attack him. And also him being bound to this disease and really struggling with it. And last night, I'm glad I woke up this morning and he's okay. Well, he's not okay. He's still in intensive care, but you know, he's still here because he had despite what the papers are saying, he's got a battle on. And last night, I got the Hanged Man, and I also got, what was the other card that came through? Can't remember now. But a lot of difficulty. A lot of difficulty, a lot of struggle, a lot of pain. I'll tell you the other thing. I did this so you don't have to do this. You know, I'm the village idiot. I'll wear the hat here to say that I did this. When I was trying to tune into him last night, because I was worried last night, I said, okay, just show me how he's feeling. Show me how he's feeling. Let me feel how he's feeling. I suddenly couldn't breathe. I mean, that's a bit melodramatic. Don't worry, I didn't need oxygen or anything like that. I just meant I felt it in my body. A shortness of breath, not being able to take a full breath. And then I got a pain, you know, and it was very, very noticeable that he's still struggling with his breath. And I thought, why the hell did you ask to be shown that? So I straight away said to Metatron, okay, well, thank you for showing me, you know, now can you please take it away? It actually took a little while to go away. So there was a bit of a lesson there for me. I should have known better. I should have known better. But don't do that. We don't need to tune into that degree. But anyway, yeah, last night, I think he had a difficult night last night. I actually got the word torment. I actually felt that there was an energy of torment around him last night. And but he is a fighter. So that's a good card for this morning. But, you know, the fox there, I don't like the energy of the fox in this card. I don't mean I dislike foxes. I just mean in this card and in the way that I'm reading this storyline that's playing out, the foxes can be a bit cunning. There's an energy here that's still is beside him, even though he's rising up and he's trying to look now at this new horizon. So I definitely think prayers need to still be said for him. I really do. I am not completely trusting everything that's coming out. And the truth is that if you're still in intensive care, you're still in intensive care. So however they want to spin it. Yeah, you see, he's the King of Swords, though. He is the King of Swords. But he is still feeling trapped. I mean, he's literally trapped because he's in a hospital, but he's still feeling, there's still a difficulty here, a great difficulty. And there is still that life and death scenario playing out. You know, yeah, the death card, but equally the 9 of, I'm not going to show the death card, but it is there. But there's also the 9 of, what is that? The 9 of Wands, I think it is. But whatever it is, this image, you see, this is like, it reminds me of like the strongest man in the world. You know, that competition, the strongest man in the world, where it's like, can they actually lift that weight? Can they actually lift that weight? Can they pull that truck behind them? You know, it's a funny old program, but that's what I'm being shown. So this is taking enormous strength for him to stay. And prayers are still needed. Okay. But then, yeah, victory is there, but prayers are still needed. Okay. Anything else to say? Let's have a spray of something. What should we have a spray of? Yeah, let's have a bit of Bob Marley. Why not? This is the joy spray. And hey, do we need it right now? Yeah. I was going to do, and I will still do at some point, I want to do some specials on mental health, because I'm very aware that, you know, mental health is, people that struggle with mental health at the best of times are struggling even more right now. And even people that don't particularly suffer from mental health issues, you know, being cooped up is not good for our mental health. So let's have a bit of this beautiful spray. This is the Yellow Ray, Bob Marley. Don't worry about a thing, because every little thing is going to be all right. Bob Marley. Being shown an image of he always shows me himself on a beach. And this beach has got volleyball being played with just two people. I don't know if you can play volleyball by two people, but the point is, it's almost like Bob having a bit of a joke about social distancing, you know, in a bit of an un-PC way maybe, but, you know, it's to do with the fact that on volleyball, there is the net between you. You're like 2 meters, you're 4 meters apart. So it's like I'm seeing these two people and they're just playing ball, but at safe distance. So that's what he's showing me. I must just say, one of the things that's getting me through these times is humour. And I've been rewatching a lot of my old favourite comedy shows. And one of them in particular, I really have always liked Steve Coogan. And I love the Alan Partridge series. I always did. And the thing is, I was going to put a clip of it up on my page, and I realised virtually every single clip I could find, which I was roaring with laughter with, was so unpolitically correct. It's almost like every single subject you can think of. There's something but it's funny. It's like the world needs to regain its sense of humour, you know? We need to be able to take the mickey out of ourselves, you know? And it was classic. So I'm really enjoying Steve Coogan. I also am a big fan of The Office, the UK version, I'm afraid. You know, Ricky Gervais is my guy. I know they did an American version of it. Dad's Army, all of the classics. I'm just really, really enjoying comedy. And I tell you what, it's seeing me through a lot of it, as is music and wine. One glass a night. I'm not drinking the cellar dry. Not that we have a cellar, but it's just, you got to keep your sense of humour. You got to keep your sense of humour. I'm enjoying my walks every day though as well. That's really good. Okay, let's have one card to leave with. And have we done a Metatron card today? I can't remember now. I've been talking for 37 minutes. Let's just pull a Metatron card. I think we pulled one for Spain, didn't we? Let's just pull one for us who are watching. April the 9th, 2020. Green, heart healing. I don't know whether, you know, I'm not a scientist. I'm not completely up to date with all the things that the virus can do to the body, but I did see something linking into potentially it can affect the heart. So we've got heart healing coming up here. The green ray. I've also got my green organite here, which is rather beautiful. Somebody made me this. So bring in the green ray to your heart. And indeed, anybody that's struggling with breathing or the virus generally, the green ray, imagining the green ray being in your lungs and in your heart, all the way up into the throat, the ears. It's all it's very helpful just to imagine the green ray in this whole part of the body. And here we've got sort of the diamond as well, imagining the green diamond. So the energy of green. And actually, I remember who bought this painting. I won't say your name online, but I know I can see you. Hello. And I think it was you that said, if you look at that, it almost looks like a cathedral. Can you see? It's like these windows. They almost look like stained glass windows. So we're not allowed to go into a church even if we wanted to. We're not allowed to go into a cathedral. But the true cathedral is here. The true cathedral is within our heart space. So fill it with green energy. Archangel Raphael as well. And There you can commune. There you can commune with the Godhead. Okay, I'm going to get this up because it's now 5 to 1. Much love, everybody. See you soon. Bye for now.